Wednesday, June 1st episode of PM Show. Let me go and get everything synced in here together and I'll be able to check out the chat. There's that, and there's that, and the chat just popped up and it's easy to check out because there ain't nothing there. Here, let me put something in there. Blam! Check that out. There's a little something right there. I'll go on and share this out and share it out on old Facebook. I'll spin the wrong way. Oh, there it goes. Caucasian, what's up, bud? Hope you're doing good. Mussolini. Hello, hello, my friend. Oh, man. Just got done eating supper. Had a little late start. The wife brought the wrong kind of charcoal. Couldn't get that stuff to stay lit for nothing. I tried to light it last night, or night before last. And, you know, you pyramid it up in the center when you want a nice even bed of coals and you light it. And I had one side completely go out. The other side was burning great, but one side went completely out, so I had to sit there and carefully, well, tonight she used the last of the charcoal lighter to get it lit, and it went out on her. So it's sitting there smoldering, not doing anything, so I had to put gasoline in the charcoal lighter dispenser and just carefully start squirting it all around. And finally got that stuff to light. I was waiting for it to go woof and follow the stream straight up to the plastic bottle and explode in my hand, and I would be doing this live stream from the ER. But by the grace of God, somebody was watching down on me and I didn't go woof. Oh man, how's the week been going? Week's been going pretty good so far. Getting ready for this investigation Friday night. I was all gung-ho about going out on Saturday night. But I was informed that we actually had it for 2 nights and we're going to have some guest investigators from other paranormal groups here in the state of Michigan, paranormal podcasters, things like that, come out on Friday night. And they kind of figured, you know, it was only right that the guy who started the group was there both nights. So between John and Tommy and Randy, I guess I'm got a 2-night camping trip at the haunted campgrounds. Oh, I got a living room suit and silicone treated it. Silicone. Never done that before. That's kind of cool. Hey Tony, good to see you. KG, looking lovely as ever. Hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Not to mention we got a few others back there lurking in the shadows. Let me bring this down just a hair here. See if that interferes with the reading any up there. Nope, that's still good. You can still see it all back up there. I am doing COVIDly. Have you started showing any of the signs or symptoms yet, Tony, or is it all still on your wife? Ooh, spaghetti. My wife went out over a month ago and bought like 10 pounds of ribs. Well, they're not ribs as you would think of ribs. They're like the rib steak. They're flat and it's got like the one big chunk of bone in it. We just finished those off tonight, and she actually barbecued them on the grill. She's tried barbecuing them in the house a few times. And It's just not worked. I mean, they've had flavor, but they've not been like really good ribs. These tonight, all you had to do was set a knife on top of them and concentrate hard enough, and that knife would slide through. There was no sawing to it or anything else. It was amazing. I don't think she's ever made anything that good. I was blown away by it. But they were on sale, you know, for $1.99 a pound last month. And she picked up, like I said, 10 pounds. And that's fed us 5 meals, so I can't complain. Spaghetti, you're there. Oh, God. I was really hoping it'd be light on her and it'd skip you over, bud. I know you got a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of things you'd like to get done. It sucks being down, especially when you feel like you got a softball sitting in your stomach and all you want to do is rest. Fix the waterproofing used by Sasquatch. Takes a while to dry, but should be forever fluffy. That's good. Maybe some garlic bread. Very good. You can't have spaghetti. You can't have pasta without garlic bread. I don't care if it's Alfredo, if it's a spaghetti sauce, what it is. Garlic bread just always seems to. It's like having ham and beans and not having cornbread with it. It's almost sacrilegious. Hello, Terry. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing good. Not ate yet. Need to eat, man. Need to keep your strength up. That ain't nothing to mess with. Like I said, I lived through Grandma having it. I lived through the wife having it. We think I had it, but nothing keeps me down. I don't think death is going to keep me down. I keep going the way I'm going right now. The guys are going to be investigating my grave. Because every time somebody walks by, I'm going to goose them. Well, truth be told, it's a good time for it. We were shut down once for 2 weeks, 2 more weeks. Oh, God. Hey, Jan, good to see you. Ian. I mean, like whenever a paleontologist digs it up, it'll repel water and be fluffy. I'm in bed 16, 18 hours a day. Dude, that's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was sleep. I didn't want to eat anything solid. I wanted the wife to mix some bouillon in some hot water and bring that to me. I didn't want anything solid in my stomach. I didn't want to get out of bed. Nope. So I don't blame you one bit. Sleep all you can sleep. I took 2 pieces of bread, put some butter on them, and garlic powder. I normally make my own garlic butter. I have the wife go out and buy like a French loaf or something because it's like $1 at Walmart. Italian loaf, whatever. I cut it right down the center, mix up my own garlic butter, and brush it on it. Then if we want cheese or something on there, I sprinkle the cheese on them, and it comes out of the oven. I put the rest of the butter on top of the cheese. Let it melt down into the cheese and stuff. I'm not going to pay $6 or $7 for a loaf of garlic bread when I can buy a loaf of bread from Walmart for $1 and make my own butter for less than $1. Ramen about the only thing I can stand. Ramen's kind of like its own food source, so I mean I could live on ramen if the carbs weren't so bad in it. I could live on it anyway. Hey Jay, good to see you tonight. I was alone in my home for 3 days. I slept 22 hours. Only woke up and the dog jumped on me, flipped my chair. Yep, I love ramen. Shrimp ramen is my favorite. When we go to like Dollar General or something like that, I will pick up every 6-pack of shrimp ramen that they have on the shelves, and I keep it stored in the pantry. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I take a little bit of like that queso cheese when it's done cooking. I put a couple spoons of queso cheese in there and stir it up real good and make it real cheesy. But the salt and the carbs are so bad in that stuff. My doctor actually told me I'd probably live longer if I didn't eat it. So because the salt is in well, I eat 2 packs of ramen at a time, and he said that there's twice as much salt in that as a person should have in a day, and the carbs in that are like 70 grams of carbs per 1/2 of a package. So it's 140 or 280 grams of carbs for 2 of them. That's like that's almost sitting down and eating a loaf of bread. A piece of bread is 17 grams of carbs. So do the math. There's what, 20 slices of bread in a loaf. So you're talking 240 grams of carbs for an entire loaf of bread. But I still cheat, and once in a while when I don't eat anything else, that's what I have is a couple packs of ramen noodles. That's my go-to. Feel safe, num. I had a fever, headache, chills. Everything tasted like slightly bad chicken soup. I know I had the headache and the chills. Never had a fever. I had the headache and the chills, and it didn't really affect my taste all that much. What little bit it did affect my taste, just made everything taste flat. Nothing tastes like that to me. Wow, my lungs went furry and bubbly. I think I almost drowned. I ate brown rice ramen, less carbs. I've never even seen brown rice ramen around here. Well, like I said in the video today, guys, and like I mentioned here at the beginning of this weekend is the Town of David cult compound investigation. Originally, it was going to be a one-night overnight, but since this place is a couple hundred acres out in the forest, we're doing 2 nights. We're going out there Friday late afternoon, setting up residence in one of the cabins, or in a couple of the cabins. One cabin's got 4 beds, I think. The other one's got 3 beds, and then there's couches and stuff like that. If the weather's going to be nice, like they say, I might Indiana Jones it with these kids and go lay my blankets out right next to the fire pit and sleep out there. If I wake up 7:30 in the morning, I'll make sure and let you guys know. I'll leave instructions to film me getting ate by whatever big thing is out there that people keep reporting. People have reported bear, they've reported big cat, they've reported all that stuff out in that area. That's what makes a lot of folks think that when that place closed down in the late 70s, they just let some of the animals go. The alligator enclosure is still there. The big cat enclosure is still there. The bear enclosure is still there, but they're all empty. We're not coming down with the old COVID here. We're doing good. We're doing real good, as a matter of fact. COVID's still around, but nothing like that first strain. Oh yeah, yeah, nowhere near as bad as it was. sickness is nothing like I had before. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing it. Change of pace needed. Childish BS going on. Amen to that. Amen to that. But the reason I decided to live stream tonight, guys, is Danny and I had originally set it up where we were going to do unrestricted paranormal on Wednesday nights. So when I contacted him this week and asked him who our guest was going to be tonight so I could get online and research him, get some good questions for him and stuff, I found out he has his lodge meetings the first Wednesday of every month. He is part of the Fraternal Order of Masons, has been for several years, and he has his lodge meetings the first Wednesday of every month. So we were going to actually pre-record a show last night and release it for tonight, and he decided to start it next week. So we're actually going to have two guests next week. One is a psychic medium, which he has known for several years. The other is an author that writes books on the supernatural and stuff. So we're going to give them an hour apiece, roughly, starting at 8 o'clock next Wednesday night on Unrestricted Paranormal. So definitely check that out. Looking forward. Oh, I heard there's another strain. I don't know. I've not heard anything since Omicron. I mean, you know, poop salon would be kind of cool, but COVID poops. Poops, I don't remember what that Greek character is. Poop salon? Poopsion? I know somebody in here speaks Latin. I don't. I barely speak English. You guys know that. But I decided, since there was not going to be a podcast tonight, I was going to go on and stream. So, little change in the plans that I laid out in that changes video last week. From now on, the first Wednesday of every month, I will be on here live. So 3 weeks out of the month, you'll only have me Mondays and Fridays. 1 week out of the month, you'll have me 2 times on Monday, 2 times on Friday, and 1 time on Wednesday. It's exactly, there will always be another strain till they find a way to completely beat it. But it mutates faster than the flu does, and I'm sure you guys all know, when you get your flu shot, in October or whatever, just before winter hits, that is last year's strain. So it's already mutated once for the new year. Some people the flu shot helps, some people the flu shot doesn't help. COVID, on the other hand, it mutates, 4 or 5 times in a 12-month period. So, well, they're saying somewhere between 2 and 5 times. So let's just say it mutates 3 times a year in a 12-month period. So it's really hard to stay on top of it, because they don't know, by the time they get a shot done for it, they don't know if it's going to be resistant or not. Let me see. That's exactly what I say, but honestly, I won't lock down again. I'll lick the doorknob. Yep, there you go. There you go. I'm not locking down again. Um, quite honestly, you just can't. People can't take that. Human beings are sociable creatures. We may not like all people, but it's nice to have company once in a while. And this lockdown thing, especially now, you have to go out and work to be able to survive with the cost of fuel and the cost of food right now. And I don't know about y'all when it comes to the gas thing, but yesterday morning our gas jumped 29 cents. Went from $4.50. Oh no, I take that back. Yeah, it jumped 29 cents. It went from $4.50 to $4.79 overnight. So, and Congress did approve a $5 minimum. So be looking for it to keep going up. The suck-ass thing about it is Congress don't got to pay for their gas. We pay for it. Hell, half of them don't even pump their own gas. They have people that pay for their gas, pump their gas for them. Hey, fishing. Good to see you, bud. I think this country will completely shut down at the moment. Don't want to interact with anyone. Well, see, the thing is, and I heard somebody talking about gas and the fuel prices, and what they said made more sense than anything. Gas prices are going to keep going up till people start buying electric cars because they can't afford fossil fuel anymore. Said, you watch. The price of crude oil is going to continue to rise until a predominant number of people have switched over to electric cars, and then it's going to drop. Should we sit down? We went from $4.45 to $4.79. So see, he was only a nickel less than us. Yeah, Tony, I know you said that a few months ago. Minimum wage go to 30. Believe it or not, they've actually approved. They've approved, and this was last year, $15 an hour minimum wage across the board nationwide. But instead of just giving people, that $5 per hour jump in their pay, they're doing it like a quarter at a time. So they're going to get like that quarter raise every 6 months or so until it goes up to $15 an hour. That's what they started doing here in Michigan. It was $9 an hour, and then they approved $10 an hour, and it went up a quarter at a time. So it took people 2 years to get from 9 to 10. By that time, they were wanting to take the minimum wage up again. It was then approved $5 a gallon. I say get rid of Senate. They're all useless. I agree. It's up to $4.60 here. My mom and dad, damn them to hell. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, so I called them. And Mom told me that she had just paid $4.15 a gallon for it down in Crossville, Tennessee. And she pulled out of the gas station, started heading to Walmart, and found it for $4.09. She said, damn it, 6 cents a gallon. But I haven't talked to her yet to find out what it went up to since, well, she's not been back in town, so she wouldn't know anyway. They're 12 miles outside of town. Paid $5.59 for diesel tonight. Company truck. 12 plus gallons, $65. Electric vehicles around $1,000 a month insurance. My missus got $6 per hour raise all at once last year. Wow. Man, I'll tell you all what, they're making it harder and harder to live, that's for sure. That's for sure. The wife put $10 in her car tonight. I rode with her down to the gas station because she wanted one of them there twisted teas. That's what it was. She wanted a twisted tea. So I rode down there with her. She decided to go on and put gas in the car, and she put $10 in it, and it got her just a hair over 2 gallons. She said, "Well, that's enough to get to work and back home tomorrow. Luckily, I get paid on Friday." So. And it really sucks because I remember when she was filling the Saturn up, the Saturn SUV we had. I remember when she was filling it up for $25. I got a small stockpile of gas here. I paid $3.69 a gallon for. Yeah, I figured you were probably one of those really smart guys that had a converted fuel oil tank or something like that, and put gas in it when gas was cheap enough to put in it. Milk down here is up to $4, and meat $8. See, our milk, we're still getting it anywhere between $1.99 a gallon, $2.99 a gallon. Just depends on where we get it at. And meat, yeah, it's gone up a bit here recently, but they're still having sales all the time. I mean, not exactly your best cuts of meat, but prepackaged hamburger, buy 2 get 3 free, buy 3 get 2 free, hot dogs, lunch meat, stuff like that. Buy 2 get 3 free. No, not that smart. 22 gallon. Hey, 22 gallon is better than a kick in the ass, bud. 22 gallon is enough to pump out on a rainy day. I'm curious, when will American people say enough's enough? What will break the camel's back? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I mean, who knows? I'm past that point. But what can I say about it? You guys see what I do for a living. I don't make a penny, and unless you guys throw something my way, I don't make a dime. I don't drive. I don't do anything. What I make, goes into my cigars, goes into making it to the locations to do the videos. Like this weekend, buying food for 2 days, being out there camping, buying soda, putting equipment back in here, keeping the channel going. Every once in a great blue moon, when I feel like a really nice guy, since my wife buys my cigars a lot of times, I'll buy her a couple packs of cigarettes or something. Other than that, that's it. So, there's been a few, just for your generators, we as Americans take a lot of BS, freedom in my butt. Yeah, they always say freedom isn't free. our money is being devalued. It's not the price of items that makes. Yeah, and actually that does make sense. Let's impeach Hot Dog and his sidekick, along with senators and representatives. Hey, I'll tell you what. You guys know, my feelings on politics and stuff like that. But I was very touched. I was very touched the other day when Hot Dog and his prettier half showed up down at Uvalde, Texas. And I mean, if you watch that video really close, Brandon's crying. So's his wife. Yet you got to watch it real close to see their shoulders bounce while they're looking at some of those kids' pictures. So I mean, I've come to realize he's not a completely and total heartless turd that only cares about himself. Other than that, I wouldn't vote him back in. I wouldn't vote him back in if he was the only one running. But that's just me. We can either have a turd sandwich or a giant douche. Y'all take the choice. Like I said, I'm all for the American way. I am all for supporting the flag. I am still at 53 years old all for dying for that flag and the people that it flies above. I will vote again when we have a presidential candidate that stands out head and shoulders above his opponents, but not until then. I will not be responsible for trying to shine a turd and make it something pretty. Freedom's never been free. Biden lost a child. He knows the pain. I never thought he was heartless. I thought he's an idiot. Yeah, everything we own is worth more now. You got it. You got it. And it's really kind of funny too, because the wife just started watching one of those goofy shows on TV about real estate agents in like Hollywood and stuff like that. Or the one she's watching right now is like Girls in the Hamptons or something like that. They're real estate agents in the Hamptons, and they're looking at 5-bedroom houses and stuff like that for $7 million. And I told her, I said, well, you can tell this was filmed last year. She said, why? I said, because that's when the housing market was set so low, people weren't making any money selling their houses, but you could buy houses pretty cheap. I said, that thing's sitting on 20 acres of land right there. I said, they've got 2 swimming pools, a tennis court, a basketball court, a helipad, 5 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. It's got a projection studio in the basement, and they're wanting $7 million for it. I said, that's a $15 million house. Good candidate, they'll be killed. Yeah. The same respect, everything we need to buy is way too expensive, which is why all of our stuff is worth more today. Rich people got it made in this country. Oh, hell yeah, they do. By far they got it made. Didn't get a chance to tell you guys. About a half hour before I started the stream, I thought I found our wealthy benefactor. Blew me away. I was walking in here, I got a message on Messenger, and some guy I had never heard of before. of course, you know, I always, when somebody messages me on Messenger I've never heard of them before, I always click over to look at their profile on Facebook. This guy owns some kind of an outdoors something something big company. He's owned it for 20 some odd years. Takes people on these exotic outings and camping trips and skydiving and mountain adventures, and sent me a message, told me he loved my videos. He thought that with a little bit of financial backing I could do 100 times better and grow 100 times bigger than what I was. And I messaged him back and I said, you know, I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I agree completely. I said, I agree completely. You know, if I had, you know, the money to get, you know, the equipment I need, to go to the investigations I need, to get the other things that I need to do better sound quality and stuff like that, you're right, I probably could. And he said, so would you be shocked if there was $3,000 on your Cash App tomorrow morning? I said, if there was, I said, well, I don't have a Cash App, I have a PayPal. I said, but yes, I would probably shit kittens with claws and all if I woke up in the morning and there was $3,000 on my PayPal. And it was, he said, well, what's your PayPal? And I sent him my PayPal link, and the dude came, which was the number one fishy thing, because anybody who knows us knows they can donate money anytime, 24 hours a day. All they got to do is just look at one of our videos, because the PayPal link is there on the video. So he messages me back, and he tells me, as you can see, the money is pending, but you need to pay $50 to get your PayPal. I said, thanks, but no thanks. My PayPal does not require that. I said, I know that for a fact. He come back, he said, anything over $500. I said, you suck, because I have one person who donated over $1,500 a year before last. Bought my daughter and my wife's Christmas, got me some of the paranormal equipment, got me some of my equipment for my studio, everything. So I know you're full of shit. And I blocked him. And then I went and I looked at PayPal, and there wasn't nothing pending there, so he was full of crap anyway. So it was just one of those scammer things. Got my hopes up for nothing again, but you know, I'm always joking and teasing about that wealthy benefactor. So I figured one of these days. Right. Can't get rich saving your money. Nope, you sure can't. We'll all be going to John Bon Jovi's soup kitchen. Yep. Maybe one of these days we'll all get a chance to go to Sayreville, New Jersey, and get picked to be on the Pizza Parlor jury for the next album. Andrew wants a mile. I worked all my life. Just stand there waiting. It blows my mind. Yeah, I do need a chauffeur as well. Well, no. Actually, if we had the money and stuff like that, and I had the vehicle, I was actually looking into a van at one time last year for the group. But if we had the vehicle and the money, I could get Danny, because Danny's retired. I'd get Danny to drive our vehicle, so he wasn't wearing and tearing the Ecto up, taking us places. Tempted to go to three-parent to hell. $3,000 ain't wealthy. Soon it'll be a tank of gas. Very true. Very true. I get those all the time. I like messing with them. Here's one message. me said, "What's your cash app?" I said, "Suck my nuts 23," and I blocked him. Hey, it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. There have been some of the bigger YouTubers. If you go scanning through some of the YouTube videos and stuff from some of the bigger YouTubers, they've donated, 1,000, 1,500, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 dollars to small YouTubers just to get them a kick in the ass and get them started. It's not unheard of. I mean, look at these fellers at Christmas time that go around to the Salvation Army cans and drop, you know, 200-year-old coins or golden cougarans and stuff like that down in those things. You're talking, a cougaran. You're talking 700 some odd dollars per coin, $900 per coin, a full ounce of gold. Happens all the time. Sometimes people just get in that giving mood and they give. Sadly enough, these people are also probably billionaires, and it don't hurt them one damn iota to give somebody, uh, you know, $1,000, $10,000, whatever. I'm not gonna fall for that. Psst. Smart people don't. It just depends on how those scammers come to you. If they come to you all genuine and stuff like that, the really bad thing about it was this dude's profile picture was him in a like a mid 19th century soldier's uniform, like a wagon train master. He had on the red scarf, the buckskin breeches, real nice, expensive hat. If it's even his picture. That's why I didn't get my hopes up, and I just kind of played with him a bit. All of us on this channel could use that kind of money. Yep, most definitely. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. So I hope everybody's having at least a halfway decent week so far. Yep, that's what I thought. I am not live anymore on my screen. Hope everybody's having a halfway decent week so far and everything's going well. I am so anxious for this weekend. I don't think I can find the words how anxious I am for this investigation. Not only getting out of the house for a weekend in normal everyday clothes, mind you, not having to dress up in funny clothes or anything to do it. Getting home base set up, and what's that? Let me see here. As long as a major issue don't come up, me and the missus are pretty good on. Oh yeah. Luckily you was able to get the truck all fixed and everything. It didn't cost you an arm and a leg and, 4 toes off the other foot. You still got some money to go play with your bang bangs. You know, I couldn't be rich. I couldn't be rich. Um, it would never pay me to be a millionaire because uh, people have asked me, "Hey, those guys just won $12 million. What would you do?" I said, "Well, I'd probably give away six and put the other six in the bank and just live off the interest every year. I'd find other people that needed it, people that needed like major housing repair, people that didn't have a good car, people that didn't have the money to buy their kids Christmas, stuff like that, and I'd give half of it away. You know, I can honestly tell you, 1.5 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million would go to my kids. Um, yeah, half $1 million each be put in a bank account for a certain time. They have to start their own business, come up with an idea and start their own business to get that $500,000. For Ash, it would be for her college. Be for her college and starting a life fresh out of college. Be able to pay off her college loans, things like that. My other boys are all grown up. Everybody else, like I said, I'd find people who just needed things to make their lives comfortable, to make their families happy, and I'd start giving it away. Today was great. I got my car back from the dealer after repairs, loaner I had. I wouldn't give you 2 cents for it. I haven't fired a gun in probably a year and a half to 2 years. Oh, wow. And see, Tony, I don't know why, but for some reason I just figured you'd be out shooting all the time. Ball of fire in the thumb. That is the last shot. Wow. My poor mom's house is falling apart. I had to put new fire alarms throughout the house. They were all dead. My sisters won't help. Um, Fire alarms. If you go to your local fire department, 9 out of 10 times they have got a surplus of fire alarms that they will give you to put in your house. You just go to them and tell them how many you need, and they will give them to you to put in your house. Hey, Jim. Good to see you, bud. It was a 2022 XT4 4-cylinder tin can. Jesus Christ. I knew that was happening, so I saved my stuff. Nope, I've never been one to want to live above my means. Yeah, some departments will come and install them in your house. Yeah, just to make sure that they're installed properly and everything. Yeah, I've never wanted to live above my means. If I could be comfortable and help support my family, 50-50 with the wife, you know, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be ecstatic. Like I said, when it comes to the channel and our investigations and stuff like that, run across an old van or something like that looks decent. Put our insignia on the side. That that way the guys don't got to wear and tear their vehicles coming to get me to go to investigations and stuff like that. We can just drive mine. That's what it's there for. I got a great mechanic right across the alley over here. Man knows any kind of engine ever built inside and out. We have an issue, all I gotta do is go over there and knock on his door, and as soon as he's able, he comes over here and fixes the issue. So, will not happen at my son's property now. Was 4K 2 years ago. I went 12K. Wow. They're waiting for my mom to pass so they can sell the house. I'll make them evict me. My fire department will only put them in. Ah, okay. Ah. So, as of right now, the way it stands, there will be a Friday morning live stream. Friday night is all depending on what kind of signal and stuff I'm getting out in the middle of the forest, because this compound is in the middle of a huge forest. If we can get a signal, I'll do some kind of a live stream on Friday night before we start the investigation. If not, it'll be Monday morning again after you guys see me, because I'll be home early Sunday morning. So I'll have all day Sunday to relax and everything, be refreshed and ready on Monday morning to do the stream. But there will definitely be a Friday morning live stream. I just don't know what the reception is like out in that woods. It is a very, very, very thick woods. I feel like crap. Take care, folks. You too, Tony. You take care of yourself, bud. Get some rest, man. Get to feeling better. I hate to see anybody under the weather. You don't deserve it, dude. That's for sure. Hope your wife gets to feeling better, too. If you guys will excuse me for a second, I'm going to go take potty break number 1. Starting to get to me. Just play real nice together. I'll be right back. And he's back. Maybe so. Anyone want to play Tiddlywinks? Tiddlywinks, huh? I've never played Tiddlywinks. I only play nice with ladies. Really? Such a relaxing stream. Yeah, I know. We need to add some kind of excitement or something in here. Oh, Tiddlywinks. There you go. There you go. Do a back porch live stream. Well, and you know, it's pretty enough outside. I could have done one, But once again, I don't have uh, a way to really read the chats all that well. You know, that little computer that I used at the Ren Fair, it was not very receptive to me live streaming. Let's just put it that way. As you guys could tell by all the obscenities and stuff that was streaming out of my mouth. Besides, all the extension cords and stuff that I have to be able to power up everything is all packed away and ready for this weekend. Now, after this weekend, I just might, I think there's probably a pretty good possibility of doing live streams outside. Because right now, I think it's 70, 73, 74 degrees here. What is the temperature here? Let's see. Oh, no, that says 57 degrees. I know that's full of crap. We're showing 66 degrees right now. No, thank you. I have no drama the last 2 days on stream. That's all I've been seeing lately is drama. This person I know fighting with this person I know, this person making accusations against this person doing this person wrong that's involved with this person, but was supposedly involved with this person, and that's why we stay away from it. Your last video, I honestly thought you were shutting it all down. My Wi-Fi was messed up, so I kept buffering, so I was only getting some of the video. Oh no, God, I've never shut it down. I mean, I will have to become an invalid to shut this down. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Nope, just cutting back. Like I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, the first Wednesday of every month, Danny and I, if we do have a live podcast or a podcast, it'll be pre-recorded because he has got his Masonic meetings the first Wednesday of the month. The other 3 Wednesdays, he's open, so we can do the live podcasts on there. Plus, I'll be doing an occasional live stream or a podcast with Bald and Bonkers. But other than that, I'm going to try to keep the 2 Mondays and the 2 Fridays going as much as I can, right along with the other videos after, not this weekend, next weekend, when Mark and I will be at the Napanee Days of Blue and the Gray. We're going to start hitting the cemetery investigations and stuff hot and heavy. So we're going to try to get a full season in of paranormal investigations, not to mention the other videos and stuff. So yeah, definitely not shutting it down, just altering things a little bit. Yesterday 93, hot and humid. Today 58, rainy and cold. We had maybe a minute of sprinkles today. It's been overcast all day. It's been about 20 degrees colder than it was the first of the week. When Mark and I went out and done the parade, it was 87 degrees, but it was a very, very dry, almost Arizona like 87 degrees. We didn't break a sweat until we got back home and actually stopped moving and everything. When we were up on the parade, we had a nice breeze. The sun was right on us, but we didn't take a first drink out of the canteen that he was carrying until the parade was almost over. But Yeah, it was very breezy, very comfortable and everything. Um, yesterday was low 80s, and was the 70s. So I guess it's supposed to be like that here for the rest of the week. We had 90 degrees yesterday, and today I mowed yesterday. Got a little toasted. I guess it's been hotter than hell down that way. The old man was telling me yesterday. I called, like I said, yesterday was my mom's birthday. So I called yesterday morning, and she was at the doctor's office. So I talked to my pop, and he was going to go out and spray the weeds in the along the fence row and stuff. Because I guess the woods that's on the north side of the property is starting to push poison ivy through the fence. And mom just found out last year she's allergic to poison ivy. Not good at 78 years old to find out, but better late than never, I guess. But he went out. It was 90 degrees down, 92 degrees down there, and he went out and sprayed everything and said it was a real dry 92. I talked to him again last night when I finally got a hold of mom, and he said it was a real dry heat. He was out there, sprayed the fence down, no problems, never broke a sweat. Closed the tool shed up, went back in the house. Welcome back, KG. Glad you could make it back. How's Mr. Wookster doing? He's still thinking about coming up to Napanee next week and visiting. Yeah, the pollen is very high here too. Pollen is very high here. The wife's uh, the wife's pretty black car is yellow. All the flat surfaces are yellow. Every day we go out and sit. Every day we go out and sit on the deck. We have to clean off the table, or whatever you're wearing is covered in pollen. He's doing okay, and I don't have a clue. You're supposed to be on top of all that stuff. You're my go-to guy. Kind of, sort of. So you're supposed to have all the answers, KG. I come to you for the answers. Last time I checked, I was a girl. I ain't never checked, so I don't know. And even at that, I said my go-to guy, kind of, sort of. So, thank goodness. Oh, man. 55 minutes left. What the hell are we going to do for the next 55 minutes? I wasn't planning on a live stream. I had nothing to talk about. I mean, nothing past the investigation. I mean, this is going to be our biggest investigation. We're talking. At one point in time, this place was over 1,000 acres. Right now, it's about 120 acres, mostly wooded. So we are going to be going up and down out of ravines. This is old Potawatomi land, very possibly burial areas. It's not very far from a river, which they were synonymous for setting up their camps and stuff. Um, who knows? I mean, we don't know what we're going to find out there. All we know is there's a lot of stories about that place. No one has ever gone and done a 2-day investigation. Most of the tours that go on in that place are guided tours. There's only been one or two uh, paranormal groups that have actually got to go out there and walk around on a day. No one has ever gone out for a night, let alone 2 nights. But we have access to the entire property, all of the buildings, all of the surrounding woods, all of the animal enclosures, all of the old cabins and stuff, including the cabin number 10 where Al Capone used to stay whenever he would make his escape from the Chicagoland area and come to Michigan. Um, it's going to be a busy investigation. It's going to be huge. It's going to be at least a two-parter. I can promise you that. It's going to be at least a two-parter. Evidently, potato leaves don't hurt deer. One ate the hell out of my potatoes. Psh, damn them deer. Go figure. And I'm going to plant potatoes. So go figure. Daughter and son-in-law. Hey, Stephen, good to see you, bud. Daughter and son-in-law are selling their condo. Haven't found a house yet. Guess where they'll be living. At the local Red Roof Inn, because Mama ain't gonna let him come back home. You guys are supposed to be enjoying your silver years, not silver turning to white in a matter of weeks. With his parents. Hey, Bubba. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Keep it down in here. We're obviously being too loud and rowdy for YouTube, y'all. We're messing people up. I hate being disruptive. No, I don't. It's my favorite hobby. My father-in-law used to plant 2 rows of corn all around his garden. The deer never touched his garden. Plus, he had some Indian ideas for the little critters. I miss him a whole lot. Yes, we do like to have fun. Ron, welcome, Detroit. Hope you're doing well up there. We got to get up to Detroit. We've been talking about coming up there and doing a couple investigations. We got to get up. We got to get up that way. There's a lot of history up there up there in the Detroit area and north of there. Got to get up there. Last time I was in Detroit is when I was going into Ontario, and that was years ago. Mom always said to find a hobby you like and become good at it. So now I wear glasses. Yeah. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Motown. You got Fort Wayne up there. You have got the Motown area. You have got the historic downtown. You got the riverfront. There's just so much You've got the Masonic temple up there that is haunted, where Mr. Mason, who built it, dove to his death. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot in Detroit. Romulus by the airport could be scary enough. Down towards Monroe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Been to Remus, ain't been to Romulus. Been to Monroe. Got to get back to Monroe too. Got to get back to Monroe too. You've got the 1812 battlefield. You've got Custer's home. Um, there's a lot to see in Monroe, Michigan too. Just like over at Eaton Rapids. Just south of Lansing over there, you've got the Grand Army of the Republic Museum. Um, I'd love to get in there. Best chat on YouTube. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Makes me feel like I'm doing something right. There is a lot of old history. A lot of people don't realize that the American Revolution, the War of 1812, were fought right here in the state of Michigan. I mean, not this far south, mind you, but in the 1830s, the push to control the native population, which mostly was out of fear. You had Black Hawk's War going on the west side of Lake Michigan, and it involved the Potawatomi over on the west side of the lake, north of Chicago and everything. And everybody thought that they were going to get word over on the east side, and that they were going to start a rebellion over on this side as well. So 1836, the military in Indiana started sending soldiers northward to push the Potawatomi and stuff away, to push them away from like Niles, Michigan, Fort St. Joseph, things like that. And then the military and the armed civilians started pushing them south, away from Kalamazoo, St. Joe, Dowagiac, places like that. So, and they caused a huge split. You now have 3 Potawatomi groups going up the east side of Lake Michigan and 2 on the west side of Lake Michigan. One of them just 12 miles directly west of here, which is the Pokagon Band that my wife and Mark work for at the casino. Oh, sorry, I like countryside stuff. You do more the in-town kind of stuff. I would love to do the out in the country stuff. I still have got the maps to a lot of the original homesteads in this township, in this county. And we have the brand new metal detectors sitting down here still in the box. We haven't had the time, well, let me rephrase that. I've had lots of time, but Mark's not had the time to take off work yet to where we could get out and start trying to get to the land where some of those original homesteads were at. But, I will do history wherever I can find history. This village here, I mean, my God, man, 3,500 people, and that's the rural area and everything. This town, our village is literally 4 blocks. If you count the downtown area, it is literally 4 blocks north to south and 3 blocks east to west. Now, I mean, if you count the entire city limits, okay, you're talking a half a mile north to south, or 3/4 of a mile north to south, and maybe a mile east to west. And that's all the houses, all the businesses, all the farmer markets, everything. But our entire downtown is only 1 block by 3 blocks. Not really in town. I mean, I couldn't count on 2 hands how many times we've drove into town and found deer walking down the sidewalk right downtown. We've had deer, we've had bobcat, we've had cougar, we've had coyotes right here in town. It was just here 2 or 3 years ago that one of the people showed up here at our only grocery store in town, and there was 8 deer sitting out there eating the weeds in the parking lot coming up through the cracks. 1 buck and 7 does sitting out there just chewing on them weeds and them dandelions and stuff like crazy. I don't know if I'd exactly call this in town or not. This is kind of like a few buildings built in the middle of the countryside. But yeah, I would love to be able to take off and drive up the east side of Michigan where the Jesuit priests sat up all of the lookout posts and stuff on the lakes on the east side of the state, drive all the way up and around the Mitten to Mackinac, go up there and investigate that whole area up there, and come all the way down the west side. The same way that the French originally plotted out the state of Michigan and found out the shape of the state. They came in through the Ohio Valley, started on the east side of Michigan, and they walked all the way up and around the Mitten, up onto the island, came back and down the west side, and that's how they figured out the shape of the state of Michigan. And then the priests came in from France and they documented and drew all the maps. I dream of just leaving town a day or two. I can't go anywhere. The only way I ever get out, Jim, is when I have an investigation to go to or I have an event. That's the only time I really ever leave the house beside to walk to the grocery store, or on occasion go to the grocery store with the wife. Isn't the hotel on Mackinac Island supposed to be haunted? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a lot on Mackinac Island that I would absolutely love to see. I've never been to Mackinac Island, Turtle Island. Never been there. We have got 5 Native American tribes here in the state of Michigan represented. I'd love to go and visit them, learn their oral histories, record, document, interview. I lived in a small town, that's Maine, right next to Holton. Be grocery shopping, come out the car, see a moose walking down Main Street. Great place to live, very hard living. I've never seen a moose. Never seen a live moose. Always wanted to see a live moose. We were there years ago. My last vacation was 25 years ago. Wow, when was my last vacation? My last actual vacation, not moving somewhere new. My last vacation where I left for, a week or whatever and came back home, I was 12. So you're talking 41 years ago. Hey, Shane. Good to see you, bud. When are we going to Tennessee? That's a good question. That's a real good question. With gas prices the way they are, I might see my mom and dad this year. I might not. My mom tends to say, no, we're not traveling all the way to Michigan and Indiana this year. My dad says, F it, you can't take it with you. So, I don't know. I don't know. My mom and dad were planning to go to the Southwest this year. They wanted to go all the way out to Texas and Arizona, Nevada, see all the sites out there while they still could. But with gas prices going up, they're not even doing that. They've been planning that for 2 years. I'm going to get rat traps and screw them all around the fruit trees. Squirrels are unreal. My folks just got back from the Grand Canyon. Folks are lucky. I've never seen the Grand Canyon. I'd love to. Squirrels are unreal here, dude. And they're not even afraid of people anymore. Squirrels and chipmunks. We were laughing at the kitten today. I come walking out of the studio. She's staring intently out the front door on the front porch. I walk right up there. There's a chipmunk sitting there 8 inches from the door, and they're chittering back and forth at each other. And the chipmunk looks over at me and looks back at the kitten and starts chittering again. And I'm sitting there talking to it, and it's chittering at me, and then go back to her. So I walked away, went and got Ralph, brought him up, sat him down next to Georgie, and Ralph's sitting there, starts chittering at it, and it's looking at all three of us. Wife walks up, what are you guys doing? Normal voice, little thing just looks up at her and goes back to talking to the cats. Squirrel, 2 days ago, back porch, doing the same damn thing, sitting up in one of our lounge chairs on the back porch talking to the cats through the window. I know one place we're going this year. Oh yeah. Thank God. We need to start a send Drew to Tennessee. It'd be nice, I'll tell you what, go down there and take the wife to places down there she's never seen before, let her see sunsets, over the hills to the west of mom and dad's property, sit on the back porch at night and listen to animals she ain't never heard of before. They got king woodpeckers down there. Never seen one till I went down there here 9 years ago, I think it was, 10 years ago. These things are big. Sound like somebody was using a jackhammer on that tree. I look up and there's this thing half the size of an eagle sitting up in this tree, just going at it, smashing his face into it. Can't waste my 22s on them. I went on the deck. Gray rat looked like he wanted me to pet him. Wow. Maybe he did. Maybe he wanted some gym love. Affiliated woodpecker. All I know is he was big. This thing was incredibly huge. It had to be a foot tall. Squirrel chased the woodpeckers out, took over their holes for houses. Damn. Them is some aggressive squirrels right there. But we got gray squirrels, piney squirrels, and chipmunks here, and none of them are afraid. Hell, it was just, what, a month ago, maybe? Or 2 months ago, because it was the last part of March, beginning of April. I went out to start the wife's car to go somewhere one day. On one of her days off, there was a squirrel sitting up on the railing of our deck. Now, understand, our deck is only like 8 by 10. And I walk out the door, here's a squirrel sitting right there on the railing, just looking at me. I'm talking to him, he's sitting there getting up on his hind legs and looking at me and ducking back down. I'm like, I told the wife, I said, he's not afraid of us. He knows all he needs to do is scream out, and he's got like 80 friends here in the area that are going to chew the flesh right off our legs. For some reason, I have a way with birds. I was feeding a cardinal blueberries by hand today. Most brilliant red. Oh wow. Don't feed them blueberries. Send those blueberries to me. Blueberries are my weakness. Blueberry tart, blueberry cobbler, blueberries on ice cream. Send those blueberries to me. Just put them in a big box and just mail it. Well, put them in bags and seal them and put them in a box. I don't want to get a slimy blue box in the mail. Make the mailman wonder. Little gray bastard eating my BB-sized green grapes off the See? It's you, Jim. They love you. They want to be your friend. They just want to be your friend. I got some cranberries you can have. I don't eat them. You know, the only thing I use cranberries for is to make a pudding on like Thanksgiving. Not a pudding like Americans think of pudding. It's more like a bread pudding. You mix everything together, wrap it in a cloth, drop it in boiling water, and when it's done, pull it out, let it cool, and you make a sweet glaze. And just run some cuts across it and dump the sweet glaze over it. And that's about the only thing I've ever used cranberries for. Animals always F me. This is a happy place to sponge off his generosity. Oh, Jim, you could be like that guy on Facebook. Has a video on there that circulates around once in a while where he walks up and opens his front door and he stands there for just not 30 seconds and you hear, and all of a sudden here's this little buck comes walking right up his front steps and puts the whole front half of his body right in this guy's front door, and the guy's sitting there feeding him bread. Just looking at the camera laughing while he's doing it. This little buck's just taking this stuff right out of his hand. Indianapolis has decided to send us some storms. They're just west of us. Y'all can have them. Like I said, we had rain for about a minute today. And we were supposed to get storms last night. We got warnings yesterday afternoon of severe weather in our area in the next 24 hours, and we didn't get shit. We had a minute of sprinkles, and that's it. That wasn't very severe. No BS. The neighbor's horse escapes, comes here to eat my stuff. The little potbelly pig escapes. He comes here, always deer in the yard. Send it on south. Send it on south, Jan. My mom and dad, my dad loves to get out and ride his mower around the yard and stuff. Just send it on down south and wet the grounds up down there so the grass and the weeds grow, and my dad will be a smiling, happy person. Now, you can't blame Wookie for that rain. He lives north of Indy. When he found out that when he found out I was going to be in Napanee next weekend, he's like, "Well, that's only an hour and a half from me." I thought you lived down by Indianapolis. He goes, "No, I live north of Indy." So you can't blame him. Oh, okay, so maybe you can. He loves it when I kick him. Wow, and I always thought he was the spanking kind of guy. Slap the fur right off that butt. Richie, how's it going, brother? Hope you're doing good. We're doing pretty good over here. Cooled off a little bit and pretty comfy right now. Hope things are going well over on the west side of the lake. I'm doing good. Just wrap my stream up. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing one, but I figured, because I told everybody, that I was going to do away with the Wednesday streams because I was going to start co-hosting with Danny on Wednesday nights, but he had forgotten to tell me that the first Wednesday of every month he has Masonic Lodge meeting. So if we do a Wednesday stream on the first Wednesday of the month, it'll be pre-recorded the day before. But if we don't pre-record one the day before, then I'll just keep doing our Wednesday night streams on the first Wednesday of the month. Get off there, you little cuss. So like I said, Friday night, guys, as long as I've got a decent signal, we will do a Friday night stream from the cult compound, town of David, out in Eden Springs, Michigan, before we start doing our investigation that night. If there's not a good signal, then I'll be on Monday morning to do our regular morning coffee and chat. I might have the first video from the town of David compound out possibly Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of stuff there to film. Hopefully I will have the second video out possibly by Thursday. Like I said, there's about 120 acres there. A lot of it's wooded. We not only have several buildings that were part of the compound to investigate, we've got the ground itself and the surrounding woods that at one point in time were all Native American land that they got pushed off of during the 1830s all the way up to the 19 teens. So from what I understand reading the history of this place, a lot of the Native Americans were still in that area when the compound was built at the turn of the 20th century, and they slowly got pushed away. So there's a lot to investigate. Like I said in the preview this morning that I released, or this afternoon, there's a lot of myths and legends about this place, from child abuse to sexual abuse to unwanted children that vanished to unwanted adults that vanished. So we don't know what kind of stuff they were into with this cult. All we know is that at one time there were over 3,000 people living on this compound. When they set up the camping area with the cabins and stuff, it drew in some very shady characters from the Chicagoland area in the 20s and 30s. Hint, hint. So we'll see. I was hoping the trains would be running. I wanted to show you guys an operational coal ran train. But it sounds like, from what I understand, that the trains are shut down for repair. They're repairing some of the tracks, doing some repairs on the trains. So I might still be able to get them on film if they let us into the train station. We'll just have to see. My mom got a new home health care aide. She's 20 years old. I can hear her and my mom yammering and laughing away. Comes over 3 times a week for a few hours. Very cool. I bet your mom appreciates having the company and stuff, and having somebody there to take care of her, so you don't have to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. What do we got? We got 19 minutes left. It is. It's a big help, and I'm sure it's a little bit less stress on Terry having that nurse come in. Um, hopefully, in your state, the insurance pays for that. Um, I tried to get a license through the Center for Aging to get paid to take care of Grandma, and they said nope, without a nursing license and belonging to a home health organization, I couldn't get paid for it unless she wanted to pay me out of pocket. And I said nope, I live here. That's pay enough. Yawn. Been up since 3 a.m. I'm about ready to go back to bed. Got up at 1 o'clock the first time, couldn't go back to sleep. Finally got back to sleep about 10 after 2 and woke up at 3 wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. It was time to start my day. There's no crying in baseball, League of Their Own. Sunday at 7 on Sundance. It's a good show. Tom Hanks does great. Gina Davis does great. Madonna does great. Before she got an English accent and started playing guitar, but I mean, still, you know, it's a good movie altogether. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys remember the sisters or not from that movie, but one of them, maybe both, are buried right here in Michigan. Rob, Michigander Man, done a video on the one sister here a couple months ago. Went out and visited her grave and stuff. I get the biggest kick out. I know, that movie's just funny. I watched a scary movie the other night called Let Me In. Huh, never heard of it. I'll have to, I'll have to look and see if I can find it somewhere. State of Connecticut pays all except $58. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Not considering what a home health aide makes these days. Um, I looked into it 2 years ago, and it was $25,000 to $35,000 a year, depending upon what state they went in and how often they worked. It was anywhere between $25,000 and $35,000 a year. Just to go in, sit with a person all day long, do a little bit of cleaning, make sure they got their medicine, make sure they got their clean clothes on, um, help them brush their dentures, brush their hair for them, and just pretty much was a partner to them and um, sat there with them for a few hours a day. It's about a 12-year-old girl that's a vampire. Her dad goes out killing people, and she drinks their blood. She becomes friends with the boy. Oh, sounds interesting. 12-year-old vampire, and her dad's going out getting her edibles for her. Kind of messed up. Ever wonder why so many demonic and drag fact shows and movies? Oh shit, yourselves when it comes out. Well, you know what gets me? Last week, the wife and I started watching that new Ghost Adventures, House Investigations, or House Calls, whatever it's called. I think it's called House Calls. And they've released 3 episodes of it so far. And every single one of them has had some kind of demonic being. It's had good people in it too. I mean, it's had grandma and grandpa, dad, stuff like that, but there's always been some kind of a demonic something there that's terrorizing the family. I don't understand why it's always got to be demonic. It's going to take a lot for me to ever say it's demonic on one of my videos. I mean, it could be a very upset, confused, normal spirit that sees strange people in its home or something like that, and it's trying to get rid of them. Don't necessarily mean it's demonic, just means that it's confused, it's not understanding what's happening to itself, and regardless of what it does, it can't get these people to leave its home. So, you know, I don't understand the demonic thing. I don't understand the demonic thing. Took me 2 years to get this service. Jumped many hoops. Oh, wow. I've seen all 3. It's a pretty good movie. It's on Netflix. Okay. Well, if we can actually get Netflix to work for longer than 10 minutes, I'll check into it. Normally our Netflix, it'll play for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, and all of a sudden it'll start doing the spinny thing, and it quits working. So you got to back completely out of it and start again, and it'll get to that spinny part again, and it'll quit working, or it'll freeze, or it just won't start playing again, or something. Our Netflix sucks, and we can't figure out why, because it's the only channel that does that. But if you guys haven't checked out the video that I released today, go and check it out. That'll give you a little bit of insight at what we're getting into this weekend, a little bit of the background, several pictures of the place, both as it looked 85 years ago and as it looks right now. I've been waiting for the show The Orville to come back. It's the only Hulu, some BS. Yeah. It was picked up by Hulu at the end of last season, and we're waiting for it too. I'll be honest with you, we're waiting for it too. As a matter of fact, we have been catching up on the last couple seasons of The Orville to get prepared for this new season to start. Me and the wife, Wife is not a sci-fi fan, but I'll tell you what, I got her stuck watching The Orville. I got her stuck watching The Mandalorian. Ain't got her on Halo yet. She don't understand TV shows being made off of games. But she likes Mortal Kombat. Oh, good night, Captain. Everyone take care. God bless. See you soon. You too, Terry. Take care, sweetheart. We'll catch you, if not Friday, we'll catch you first of the week. But it has a nude scene, yeah, but it just shows the woman's boob. And that's it, because the little boy's movie spies on the woman. Sounds like a normal boy to me. Ain't seen a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy yet to pass up checking out a boob. Speaking of a boob, hey, Paul. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Hope you're doing all right, bud. Boobs. Boobs. That's what a female ghost says. Boobs. How's things going out your way, Paul? Yep, that's right, Jim. I have never been a boob racist. Can't do it. I like all boobs. Boobs is pretty. I didn't want to show mine to you anyway. My boobs is too pretty for you. Doing all right, surviving. About the same as the rest of us, brother. About the same as the rest of us. Hey, Wook. Good to see you, bud. Hey, Wook, you better do something about your woman, man. I was asking her how you were doing and stuff like that earlier, and she told me she didn't know. I asked her if he was still planning on coming to see me at Napanee next week, and she said she didn't know, and I told her she was my go-to guy. She was supposed to know everything. And she come back and said last time she looked, she was a girl, and I told her I'd never, checked her out, and I just between me and you, everybody else plug your ears up. Just between me and you, I think she was instigating that she should be checked out. And I'm thinking that I'm pretty sure that's what she meant. You might want to do something about her. You better put her on a leash. She's getting ornery in her old age. Look at you try yet. We still cook here in Kentucky. Oh man. Well, we will be there from probably midday Friday through Sunday afternoon. So that kind of gives you that whole, you know, what, 50, 55 hours, whatever the case may be. Hey, Adam. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Hope you guys ain't baking out there yet. Me and Santee were talking yesterday. He thinks they're going to see 100 plus by the beginning of the week. Because we've been getting real close to 90 here. So... Oh yeah, it's a dry heat out there. That's the way it was here the other day. Very little humidity. We didn't even break a sweat marching in the parade. And I had my big tie on. I had my vest, my wool hat, my long sleeve shirt, my knee-high leather boots, gun holster, carrying grumpy, and I didn't break a sweat till we actually got back here to the house. We didn't even bust into Mark was dressed in his Vietnam outfit, and we didn't even break into his canteen until there's probably only 5 minutes of the parade left. We were marching into the cemetery to do the ceremony at the end of the parade, and that's when he broke out the canteen. So it was a very, very dry heat. We've been over 100 for a bit now. Wow. I guess maybe the south part of the state's a little bit cooler than you guys are. We get a hot shower all day here. Love to hear y'all say that. Turn your oven on to 120, then stick your head in it. That's July. Yep, it'll do it. I love those southwestern temps though. It's like I've told you guys, I spent time in Texas, 110, 115 degree summers, and I was running around in jeans and a shirt, sometimes a light jacket. Always had my hat on, always had my boots on. And love it. Love it. Give me a nice dry heat, 110, 115 degrees anytime. But all right, guys, it is that time. Like I said, I will be on the first Wednesday night of every month because that is when Danny has his lodge meetings and we're not able to do the podcast. The rest of the month, it will be our normal Mondays and Fridays. This Friday night, of course, like I said, I will try to catch you guys from the town of David at the compound. I'm going to do my best. It depends on the signal. Of course, next week, Mark and I will be in Napanee, Indiana for the Napanee Days of the Blue and the Gray. Again, I will stream on Friday night from the camp just like I did last year. So, you guys all take care. Thanks to everybody for popping in. I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. We're just spreading our wings a little bit. So, Adam, Jim, Fishing, KG, Jan, Jay, Renee, Wook, who the hell else am I missing here? Let me go back up here a little bit. Paul. I think I got everybody. I start spouting shit out. You just never know. But anyway, until Friday morning, morning coffee and chat, don't forget. Perfect way to end your week. Until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch y'all in a couple of days. Take care.